About a warm ZestFest welcome for the one and only Chef Monti Carlo.
Hi guys, how's it going? Get a little closer. I feel all alone up here. You guys are so far away. I thank you, one person. God love you. Hey ZestFest, I'm about to make some hot honey cornbread. You should come check it out. Thank you, one fist bump. Love you back there, the Cutco Kitchen. Thank you for that love. Thank you guys for helping me out. It feels good to just talk to people. How many moms do I have here? Thank God. Hey, Mom. So here's the skinny. I'm a mom. I have a 10-year-old boy, and I know that you guys have seen some incredible cooking on this stage today. That's not what I do, okay? I need things to be quick, easy, and that fit within my budget. How about you? Yeah, I mean, I love getting down in the kitchen for a special fancy supper, but for every weekday type situation, I need something that is really fast and that maybe my kid can help me with. I mean, he doesn't do anything else around the house. Might as well help me in the kitchen, right? She gets it. She gets it. So today I'm going to show you how to make a hot honey cornbread. It's one of my favorite recipes. This is great if you get invited to someone's house for brunch and you don't know what to make. This is a really easy thing to make. It travels well and it's amazing all day long. You don't have to worry about keeping it warm or anything like that. So let's get started with my first component, and that's brown butter. How many of you have brown butter before? 2 people? You know, I know more than 2 people have brown butter. If you've ever made pancakes and forgotten about them in the pan, when you put that butter in and you forget about it and you start screaming at somebody to pick up their room, not saying that's what I do, but just in case, you've browned butter. So today we're gonna brown 1 stick of butter, and browning butter creates incredible depth of flavor in anything that you use it in because it creates a nuttiness. It has really beautiful flavors of hazelnut. And it's as easy as just putting cold butter in a pan. Can you guys see that? Perfect. You put cold butter in a pan on a low to medium heat, and you're just gonna let that butter melt slowly. And as it melts, it is going to froth. You guys have seen frothing happen before, right? Do you know what's actually happening when that frothing is going on? All of the milk compounds are separating from the water and the butter fat. So the water is steaming, the butter fat is sinking, and the froth, those milk solids are gonna start turning brown, and that's where the gold is. That's where you get these amazing caramelized flavors. So that's going on. That's our very first step. It's gonna take a little bit. So we're gonna just let it go and let that froth. And next, we're gonna make the hot honey. Hot honey is as easy as 1 cup of honey and your favorite pepper. How hot do you want it? That depends on what kind of pepper you use, right? I don't have a whole lot of strength in me when it comes to heat and anything spicy, so I like a jalapeno, but if you want something even more intense, go for a serrano, or if you're really wild, a habanero works amazing as well. We're gonna bring this honey to a light simmer, and we're going to add my jalapeno. It's already sliced. We want it sliced because once these are finished in the honey, we're gonna pick them out, and they create the most amazing little like decoration. They're candied jalapeno. Have you ever had candied jalapeno? It's bomb. Sweet and spicy go together like the Kardashians and controversy. All right. That's in there and that's simmering. 2 steps. Pretty easy so far, right? You think you can do this? You can do it? Yeah, not bad, right? Now we're gonna make our batter. So one thing before we get going on the batter, I want to talk to you a little bit about honey. I know that he talked to you about how I co-founded a company called Everything Food Score. The reason I did that is that lots of things in our food system here in this country are not what they should be. Our food system here is upside down. It is perfectly legal for a company here to get corn syrup, color it, and call it honey. Perfectly legal. And that's not cool. If you're shopping for something that you want it to be healthy and nutritious for your family, you want it to be what it says on the label. It doesn't always happen here. So when you're picking out your honey, make sure that the label says raw and unfiltered. Those are the two most important things. That way you know it hasn't been filtered and all the goodness is taken out of it and that it's not colored corn syrup, okay? All right, batter time. For cornbread, you need cornmeal. Yes, cornmeal. Make sure that it's organic and non-GMO. You also need pastry flour, but if you don't have pastry flour, you can make it with all-purpose flour and a little cake flour. Those are much easier to find. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio. You're gonna do 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 1/4 cup of cake flour. Then you have baking soda. Baking soda is what gives it lift, right? Have you guys ever gone and had your friend's cornbread and it's a brick? And you have to pretend that it's amazing, but really it is not very good. So you want to make sure that you add a lift to it, and that's what the baking soda does. And of course, with anything, you're going to have a little salt. Now you can get this recipe for hot honey cornbread on the website, everythingfood.com. And also check out the quality score of all your favorite ingredients so you can really get a good idea of what it is that you're putting in your pantry. We're just going to mix these ingredients up really easily. And then we're going to check, look, can you see the frothing? Is that happening right now? I can't tell. Look at this, it's starting to happen. This is my favorite. It's about to smell real good in here. This is gonna brown in just a minute, and we're gonna add that component to our cornbread. It's gonna be ready in about 1 minute. Okay, now we're gonna mix the wet separately. I'm gonna show you how to make sour cream by hand. Who's done that before? Nobody? I love it. I'm schooling you. Okay, sour cream by hand is as easy as 1 cup of heavy cream. I want you guys to give it up for the fact that I did not spill any of this. Come on, put your hands together. That was pretty amazing. I'm amazed by myself right now. And then you're gonna have the juice of 1 lemon. I should have a knife of here, but I don't, so we'll make do. I got mom power. The juice of 1 lemon is gonna be about 1 tablespoon of juice. You're gonna add that to your heavy cream. And that is all you need to make sour cream from scratch. I'm gonna show you how. Put it in a mason jar, put the top on, and then you shake it like a martini. Anyone here love martinis? Me either. They're so strong. I'm a lightweight. I like you. We're friends in glasses, I can tell. All right. You're just gonna shake it for about 30 seconds, and it's gonna instantly make sour cream for you. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna get a little harder to give movement. Boom, sour cream. Can you guys see that? All right, you're gonna add this sour cream. If you want it to thicken, just leave it on your countertop overnight and it'll thicken really nice. I can tell by the way this smells that we have some perfectly brown butter. You can see the golden caramelized milk solids in the bottom of the pan. We're gonna add that to our sour cream. And then we're just gonna mix that up a little bit. Ooh, that smells so good. Loving it. Okay, now We're gonna add some of this hot honey, just 3 tablespoons of hot honey. You can reserve the rest for garnish or for another recipe that requires a little heat. It goes great with black tea if you're into that. That's an amazing combination. And then 2 eggs, and that's it. Your batter is ready to go. You're gonna mix that up. And now you're gonna fold the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Folding is actually a really complicated technique. It's not as easy as just dumping everything together. So you're gonna put the lighter ingredient, which is the dry ingredient, on top of the wet ingredients, which are the heavier ingredients. And then you're gonna take this and go cut into the middle, scrape from the bottom, go up top, and then turn your bowl a little bit. And that is how you fold. Now, the reason that we're being so careful with this batter is there are things called gluten. They're protein strands in the flour. And if you overwork it, it's gonna make your batter super heavy and tough. Now, sometimes you wanna overwork the batter, like if you're making a sourdough bread or something like that. But with cornbread, you really want something light. And you also wanna make sure that once that baking powder gets activated, that you're not crushing all those air bubbles out of there by overworking the batter. So we're just gonna turn and fold until we no longer see any dry ingredients. And that looks pretty good. We're good to go now. I did have, here we go. That's hilarious. So, we would put this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and you're gonna get something really beautiful. They made the cornbread for me earlier, and they had it in sheet pans, but I was like, no, I want it in a skillet. So they've cut it out, and they've put it in the skillet, because I wanna show you guys how to make this an incredible centerpiece for your tabletop for your brunch. So you're gonna take some fresh ingredients. You can do anything that's in season, like right now, kumquats and oranges are in season. You can dunk those into the honey and really get them going and nice and glossy. This is sage. We have some thyme, and we also have some jalapeno. So I would love a knife, but we don't have any. That's okay. Hey, there's a knife. Thank you. All right. So you're just gonna slice these down. You wanna de-seed them. It's easy to do that with a spoon. If you love your face, use gloves. I don't feel anything anymore. And these are great if you grill them a little bit to get marks on them. All right. If you don't have any kind of citrus or edible flowers, which is what I would traditionally do with this dish, just go all in with the peppers. They're beautiful and colorful and really make a statement. A little fresh sage. You can also cook this sage in some of the brown butter if you want to crisp it up. That's always fun. I also love to use cilantro in this. That's an awesome herb to use. You can even use an Italian parsley. All right. This is an awesome hot honey cornbread. I hope that you guys love it. We're gonna have samples of it in just a few minutes for you. Thank you guys so much.
That smells delicious, looks good. How about a big hand for Chef Monti Carlo, everybody?
Thank
you, Chef. We'll have samples. Chef, let me ask you, the stuff that we use cornbread for, like making stuffing, making dressing at Thanksgiving, could we make this and then convert it into that?
That is such an amazing question. I wish I knew where you were.
I'm right here, Chef, right in the middle.
Oh, hi. Hey. Yeah, you know what? This makes a great cornbread for Thanksgiving stuffing. You can also make this into little muffins or mini muffins. I do this for my son's school activities whenever they ask me to bring something. You know, I don't want to bring a bunch of sugary treats to the school party because, you know, kids and sugar, it's a disaster. So I bring cornbread and they eat it up. And I don't really use a super spicy honey for it, and they really love it. Thank you for that question. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Any other questions for Chef Monti Carlo? Chef, I think they just want to try the cornbread, I'll be honest with you.
Hey, I'm loving that. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Chef, again. How about a warm hand for Chef Monti Carlo? We'll have hot honey cornbread at the sampling station here in just a couple of minutes. Thank you again, Chef.
Thank you very much. All right.